Okay, welcome back once again, I'm Cappadocia. Welcome back to Starcraft 2. This is the game I played the other day. So it's a quick update on how things are going for you. So up here we have in the northeast myself. Still playing it as Zerg. Yes, disable, go away. And down here in the southwest we have my opponent. This is Thiseveningsentertainment, playing down here as Terran. Okay. So, just a few things to quickly go through. This week, mostly going to be EU4, we should be good to go. I hope you're enjoying the campaign so far, I know I certainly have been. Quite a lucky start so far, so we're enjoying that. Okay, quickly, before I carry on with that, quick note here. Slight change in what I'm doing here, my build order. Normally I'll go hatch first. Pull, gas. This time I'm going pull, gas. Reason being, I want to pull up earlier. Basically, I smelled bullshit coming, so I wanted to build up my defences quicker. Getting another overlord up as well to make sure I don't end up being supply blocked anytime soon, and to make sure that I can cover if this one gets shot down. No spaces behind that one. So now there it goes. Yeah, okay, this little dude. So yes, so they're going hatchery, pull, gas. I've gone pull, gas, hatch, basically to get my queens out a little bit earlier if I've got the money, and I can get some lings out a little bit quicker as well. But normally I go for the hatch first, basically just to get the extra production, keep me alive a bit longer. But my first things are coming out, and my opponent down here is going 4 racks. Okay, so the only reason you go 4 racks this early as a Terran is if you're looking to pile on the pressure. So he's planning a big push. He wants to basically finish this game with one big push. I've sent my overseer, my overlord down here. So I should see this. Let's take a look at my camera. That's what I see. So I see 1 vax, 2 vax. I see a 3rd vax. That gives me all the information I need. The extra vax here basically is irrelevant to me. I know what's coming. I saw the barracks, so I know it's going to be a 3 vax timing. So what's the first thing? We build more lings. We have queens up, but we're building more lings. Could build our micro hatch. Left my overseer out. Basically this guy here now is just watching for the attack, because the first thing they'll do is clear him out on the way out. So we know the attack's coming, we're just waiting for him to leave. Try and spread my creep a little bit. And remove the rocks, because I don't want anything interfering with my creep spread down there. What am I up to at this point?
Massacre, bloodbath, carnage, butchery!
Okay, so there we go. So we know he's dead. We know the attack's on the way. So we're building more lings. Get our lings into a decent position. We're also supply blocked, so we're building another overlord. And here it comes the attack. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 marines. They're going to make an absolute mess of that overlord. Here we go. So I'm sending out my lings. This is silly. I get 2, 3. I get 3 of them. So I kill a quarter of his force here. 4. There we go. This is pretty much cleaned up now. He's down to 2 marines. A queen versus 2 marines. Yeah, marines pretty much gone. So his first attack didn't work out. Now building a factory on the back, and he's getting ready to expand. Take a look at the losses. About even. Not much in it. Basically, I've got a slight income advantage, so he was hoping to cripple my income before the match got underway. Yep, a couple of more marines for me Brings this in nice and close. Okay, so I'm just happily... What am I doing? I'm just happily droning at the moment. My link speed hasn't quite caught up yet. Spreading a little bit of creep. Other than that, I'm just droning. Okay, so I've got... Yeah, kids, don't do this at home. This is stupid of me. With this amount of Marines, this amount of production, this is a bit too cocky on my part. With banelings, especially slow banelings, you need a horde of them to be able to reach your opponents. With, you know, the amount of DPS that Marines do. They do throw out a lot of bullets at them rifles, so you need to be able to get on top of them. And I obviously just couldn't with that amount of banelings. The amount I was producing was good, but now obviously going for being 100 in this just because of my own cupidity. He's now getting stim and +1. My movement is almost finished. Still spreading my creep, still droning, building a few more lings. It's still good stuff. But that +1 is going to be problematic for me. Hello, little baby. Okay, here we go. This is stupid of me, especially now there's a tank out. That wasn't a bad connection, did a fair amount of damage there, but not enough to make up for the losses. I did double the amount of losses he took compared to how much I took, so I have brought it back a little bit, but not a lot. So it wasn't a bad trade, but the big loss of all those banelings at the start has really crippled me. Now I can afford it. So I got the big income lead because I'm saturated on 2 bases, just about to get the gas up on 2. I still haven't got my gas up here. Oh, here he comes. What are we doing here? Spores, man in the back. Basically I'm expecting Liberators to come and play. And he's building a starport. So I may not have been wrong. Okay, Baneling's being built at home. These are purely defensive, just in case he decides to come knocking on my door. There's my wall. I'll wait. Now the reason for building it like this basically is to try and force. He's got 2 options. He can either try and shoot his way through and he'll take damage for the spines, or he can go round. And if he goes round, it's forcing him away from my mineral line and gives me a good attack run down onto him. So all I need to do with against a ton of Marines, build a load of banelings up here, roll them down, bang bang bang, bye bye Marines. Yeah, so my layers up. Started on +1. Haven't started on baneling speed. Okay, so we've got little widow mines dotted around now. He's making a little widow minefield. Okay, there we go. I'm expanding again. 3rd hatch. Well, 4th hatch in this case. Let's have a look. How much does he know about me so far? He knows nothing. He hasn't scouted at all.
SCV ready.
Okay, this is not a good idea. You want to be seeing what he wants to at least drop a scan over here to see what tech I've got. I mean, he knows I've got banelings, he knows I've got lings, so he'll set those 2. But I could have a roach warren hidden back here. I could have a spire hidden over here for all he knows, and that would be a bad day out for him. Okay, this little guy's on his way down over here. But the main thing he needs to know about is this. Spire going down. There you go, working on baneling speed. Okay, medevacs. So what was he? He's building 6. That's okay. This is going to be a doom job. Okay, his first push failed, so what he's going to plan to do now is a doom drop, which basically picking up all of this, the 2 tanks included, into the medevacs, and then he'll drop them. With this setup, I would have scanned to find out what's going on, then drop them around here, but he's going to drop, probably come up towards here, which is the traditional place to drop, behind the mineral line. The advantage obviously is I've got spawns up here, so they'll give him a bit of a kick before he gets here. There you go, look, loading up. Now the problem with this size of a Doom drop is it does leave him vulnerable at home. I have bases I can move to. I can pull my drones and get them off mining down over here. It's really not that much of a problem. The only pain in the arse to be replacing the gas, but even then it's not that much. So let's have a look. What units have we got here? I've got 67 lings and 11 banelings. That's not really enough banelings. Here we go. I've got one of his medivacs. Here come my lings. Charging straight in. My banelings crash in, but too late. I have mutalisks now, so they're going to come in and just clear this up. So the losses are evening out a little bit. I did lose a lot of lings and a lot of banelings, but he lost his entire army, pretty much. That drop did not work. He wiped out a large chunk of my mineral line, but they're easily replaceable. See, replacing 9 of them now. So what, I lost 1 building, 17 drones in total. I can replace that. With Zerg you care less about your individual units than any other race does. Protoss are a pain in the ass to replace all the units because they're expensive. Terran and Marines are fairly easy to replace, but other than that, tanks are quite expensive. We've taken a look for a tank here. Not quite sure how much they cost, but yeah, tanks are obviously an investment in both a lot of gas and a lot of minerals. So it's loading up now with 8 medevacs, so he looks like he's prepping for another Doom drop. I have this base now working fully. Just going to send the last things back up here. We're getting my gas back up and running here. In they go. I'm just checking, running around to make sure that he hasn't got any other additional bases that I need to know about. We'd see if that one was there. And no, he doesn't. That's a tank shot. We don't mind. That pops up. Spot that, kill it. The problem with tanks, siege tanks, this way is building turrets everywhere now. Look, spam, bam, 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 bam. He spotted a few mutalisks and he's a bit concerned. Muters are very good raiding units, light raiding units. So coming in the back, if you've got a big enough flock, then turrets aren't a problem. Their little glaive worms bounce their attacks, so it doesn't just hit 1, it hits like 3. But they're not. This is an overreaction on his part in a big way. Yeah, there's only a few mutalisks out. There's what units in total? I've got 12, so I'm going to have 20 mutalisks. That's not really that many in total. Building more banelings. I know he has widow mines, so I need to be a bit more careful. He's also mining out here. He's just about mined out here, and he's not expanding. Needs to be. By now I'd have planetaries, or I'd have something here ready to move my my units to. Okay, he's going for 3 weapons. What upgrades are we on here? He's on 2-2, I'm on 2-1. I am working on my 2-2. I don't know why I'm not keeping up with my upgrades here. Here we go. That's what banelings can do when they collide. That's a lot of Marines dead. But I lost a lot of units there. I'm rebuilding as quick as I can, 56 lings. But he's dismantled up. There we go, big Doom drop coming in. Let's have a look. Where's he sending them? Let's just follow this. I'm now expanding over here. Oh, plenty of money. Well, I did have. So it's coming all the way out over here. I should have been using my overseers to see a bit more of the map. I push out at this point, which is really damn stupid. Oh no, no, coming back. Got plenty of lings, but I need banelings at this point. Here comes the Doom drop. into the back of the base. I start producing more lings as quickly as I can. But just a swell of lings is not going to help against Marine tank. Okay, so he's going to wipe out my production at the back here. A couple of lings. Need to get all my army down here. There we go. So the one thing that's going to save me here. There we go. Now stab. He's going to wipe out all of my tech structures at the back, which is annoying. That one unit gets probably shot out of the air. So this army basically has to beat this. Here we go. And when Banelings connect, everything dies. He's unsieged his tank. That's about to die. So, I'm in a lot of trouble now. He's been very efficient so far. With his drops have done well at the back. There's no point in me re-establishing back here now. There really is no point. But it's 2 big drops. But the biggest problem he's got at the moment is he's got a small bank because he's been very efficient with his micro. But with his macro game even. But I'm not being so. But he's having to fly out one of his bases now because he hasn't got a 3rd command center. I think he'd expected to kill me long before now. So I'm rebuilding. I'm getting a hatch, a layer down here. Excuse me. Actually getting 2 of them. One here as well at my natural. Got a spawning pool there. I'm also building a 2nd spawning pool over here. So what upgrades has he got here? He's got 3-2. He's up against 2-2. Okay, he's been very conscientious as well in removing my creep spread, which is good for him. Okay, he's moving his command center over here. But at the moment, his income is these mules. That's it. His APM is very low. It's been low throughout this whole game. He's a very lethargic player. Okay. I've now got lings. I'm rebuilding my baneling nest at the back here. Have more drones being built. We need to get a... He's going for 3-3 now. So that'll be his marines fully built. He's loading up. He's going to swing round my creep. Going over this base, which I haven't taken yet. He's going to doom drop the main where there's nothing there. I have a lot of banelings on the way. He has just pure marine. Now the problem with pure marine is that they do a lot of damage per second. There you go, he's rather sillily starts shooting at that. They do a lot of DPS, but the biggest problem they have is they're not very meaty. And they die very quickly to banelings. Don't know, nothing, is just boosting. There we go, so that brought things back a little bit. Marines die very quickly to banelings when banelings getting close. They do a lot of damage, but the problem is that they don't have a lot of hit points, even with combat shields. Which adds like an extra 5 to them. But against banelings, banelings will wipe them out in one. Well, you just saw, you know, 2-2 banelings against 3-2 marines. The banelings will wipe out marines. They do bonus against light units, and these are light bio units, so you know, basically perfect targets for banelings. Which is not really what you want when you're going mass marine. Using Widow Mines, again good counter to banelings. They're a pain in the arse. And when your banelings come rolling in, one of these hits can wipe out a large chunk of a Baneling horde. So that's what you need to be doing. Otherwise, put these guys out here. Probably just keep an eye on what's happening here. Production. There we go. I've got my hive on the way. That's, I think, a misclick. Or was I thinking of switching to roaches here? I can't remember. I've got corruptors on the way. He's going for Marauder Sloth, even though he hasn't produced any Marauders. 64 Marines, 2 tanks. He's got no Marauders and he's going for Marauder Sloth. Yeah, Concussive Shell is quite a good upgrade actually. I know a lot of people don't get it, but it is quite good if you're going Marauder heavy. Or even if you're not going that heavy, because it's quite cheap, it's only 50-50. So, if you're going quite heavy, or even, like I said, not quite heavy. Hey, Adrenal Glands, I remembered it! Yay! Then it can... That adds basically extra Baneling attack speed. Sorry, Zergling attack speed. So that's really another drop. I'm starting to transfer workers down here. He's got a Marine over here. I think he's planning to meet the rest of the drop up here. Here we go. So he's flying over a base and not bothering with it. But now I know where his drop is. Here we go. Wait for him to land, make sure he's committed. In come the Lings. In come the Banelings. And Corruptors and Mutas are going to basically make sure that these don't get away. There's still a guy inside that as well. So his dropship fleet is shrinking. I'm now going to have 3-3 with Adrenal Glands, and I'm going for a Great Aspire, so you know what these Corruptors are going to do pretty soon. Building a lot more Lings. I'm nearly maxed, well, 2/3 of the way towards 3/4. Learn my maths towards maxing out for the first time this game. Where's this going? Very high up. Yep, just replacing workers down here just to get my income back up at the moment. Being that far ahead in income, you can afford to lose. Here we go. He's flying his next base over. Now this is... That Marine's going to die. Not worried about pushing across for that. Okay, we're looking for bases. Broodlord's coming into play. Now, I had assumed by now that he would have taken this one, because I know he's going to be mined out on these two, so this is the next logical step. This one and this one. So I'll send my mutas out, just have a quick look. Yeah, there he is. No, he's there. Mighty Groundswell of Lings. Broodlords are now in play. There we go. Take out turrets. Broodlord's coming in the back, but that's not really going to help when he lifts off. He's heading over here. Billy, 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 billy. Now, I know he's here. Now, this is his... He goes for this base over here, which isn't doing anything. My Lings come in. He tries to withdraw. Now, he forms a big ball here, which is probably the best thing he can do. But, here comes the Bane Train. There's my Broodlords. Flapping around quite happily. So now he's down to one mining base, because this one has been completely wiped out. He's got one CC, that's it. And he's also not in a position where he is physically able to max out. That's what one Widowmine can do to Banelings. That was really stupid of me. I know he's got them, so I need to be more careful. Now then. Broodlords. Drop it on the tank. Send them down there, pull out. Charge in with the rest of the army. Encircle. Kill. This is stupid. Sending my lings up there. But I could just sit back and siege them out with Broodlords. That's what they're there for. Especially going straight over turrets. Kill that. Kill that. So get down there, make sure this command center then finishes. Kill that. This obviously we've got to protect the Broodlords. And we're just going to kill his air defense. Broodlords obviously is a flying siege unit, really handy. Here we go, cut his income off and he just quits. Okay. That was a good game actually, I enjoyed that one. Now, I mean he was about to become a hatch, I could have done that a bit quicker. Now, let's have a quick look, let's cut that one apart, shall we? Obviously I did okay because I won, but I shouldn't have won with that amount of losses. No chance in hell. The biggest problem he did was, again, the Turtle Terran syndrome kicked in. Where he was just sat back, never building more than 2 CCs. I mean, realistically, this one had been a planetary, he might have held out a bit longer. Not a lot against that amount, but this one should have been. He shouldn't have been moving his main. You need more than 2 CCs. Yeah, 2 loads of mining is not really enough. I go for 3 mining bases full. I know I always have lots of money spare, but yeah, at one point I was maxed out, so there wasn't much I could do. In production, I needed to keep an eye on that. I wasn't. You know, my links were fully upgraded, so they were doing well. These guys, I'm not sure what the upgrades on the broodlings are. Yeah, 3-3. So they're going to do a fair amount of damage when they get him. Broodlords themselves 0-0, but no, they don't really need it. And yeah, he was turtling too hard in here, and his income just wasn't high enough. He was spending it well, but his income just wasn't high enough, and then his supply wasn't high enough either. So if you only got 174 supply, you can't max out. The biggest problem for both of us here was we both got tech fixed. He got hooked on his marine tank, which is a good composition, don't get me wrong. But says against it, so is Lingbane Muta. You know, you need plenty of Widow Mines to get rid of it. Random swarm host again. I always do that. I always press A when I'm building stuff. Because if I press it, where is he? Is it A? Yeah, A. It's because I mean to press Z, and A's obviously just above it, so random swarm host. But yeah, against Lingbane Muta, yeah, marine tank isn't the best of things. The drops he did were good when he wiped this out, but again, like I said, he got tech fixed. There's no attempt to switch out a tech here. When I start pinning him back, he still pushes out with pure marines, even though he knows I've got banelings, and he knows they've got baneling speed, and he knows I can build lots of them. That makes very little sense. What he needs to do was get a few more marauders in there, possibly even some hellbats. He had the factories. We're complete with tech labs, so we could have built hellbats and got them at the front. Hellbats are really tanky, and they're pretty good against light year Zerg. Hellions as well, up against Zerglings, banelings, they're really good. Speedlings not so much, obviously once speed kicks in, but they can still play a role if you can keep them behind something a bit more tanky. So Hellbat Hellion would have done him quite well, with some Thors to back this up. Widow Mines Thors cause these guys all sorts of problems. He needed to get underneath them, but he couldn't because of all the Lings and Banes underneath and Random Swarm Host underneath. And that was his biggest problem. Once these guys came out, he was effectively doomed, because this just isn't going to work. He doesn't have enough starports to produce Vikings to hunt these things down. He didn't have ever have a big enough economy. I don't know whether he's won lots of games with that first push into Doom drop situation. But obviously where I'd expanded and had enough banelings, he couldn't push through. So it just didn't work. And I got tech hooked as well. I needed to switch up until the Broodlords coming in. I did no additional tech at all, which is not a good thing. You know, random attack. There, you know, I needed to get ready here for ultras, which I wasn't. Yeah, ultra cavern would have helped earlier, because then on this attack, having the ultras there to soak up the shots would have been useful. But at this point, he's dead. He did the right thing in tapping out. There's no way he's beating this army. Even with his production, he's not going to get enough production to kill this. So he did, tap out at the right time. His last few little guys here were going to be hunted down. He did have enough to rebuild, but where? The only reason I managed to rebuild is purely because I still have my natural. He wiped out my main, but he couldn't wipe out my natural. If he'd have done that, I think that would have been G. That would have been GG, that would have been it. But yeah, so what do I need to work on for this one? First of all, my creeps bed was crap. Second of all, I need to be more careful for doom drops coming in. 3, composition. Banelings, Ling Baneling. I need to have more Banelings to Lings. I have too many Lings, not enough Banelings. I get why I did that, but it was silly. If you go Marine tank, I need lots of Banelings and lots of Mutas. Banelings to pick off the Marines, Mutas to pick off the tanks. That's it. Lings just to hold the Marines in place. That's all they're there for. So I was going 2 Ling heavy when I should have been going more Baneling heavy. The tech switch at the end was good. I did the right thing there. But yeah, and so creeps bed, tech, and keeping up on my goddamn upgrades. That I didn't do either. What did my opponent do wrong? First of all, his economy was never good enough. You need more than that. Secondly, his upgrades were good. He kept on top of them. His drops were good. He did really well with those. I was struggling to deal with them, to be honest. But again, he did the same thing as me. He got tech hooked. If he'd have switched out to, he had the tech labs on here. If he'd have switched, got some Hellbats out, that could have caused me lots of trouble. With Banelings, Hellbats at the front, Banelings don't work very well because they have the shields, and it keeps them alive a lot longer. So some blue flame Hellbats, and that would have caused me all sorts of trouble. A couple of vehicle upgrades as well would have been good. Did he have any upgrades in there for vehicles? Yeah. So that would have kept him alive pretty well. But his fixation on Marine tank, the second drop was good. The third drop did nothing because it was just pure Marine up over here. That wasn't going to do anything. If he'd have sieged the tank up here, it would have caused me a few issues, but not too many because I had Mutas. What he really needed to do was just park a couple of tanks here, bang, 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 and then defend it with a horde of Marines. But didn't do that. He didn't try and siege me, which is the advantage of Marine tank. And also this, using that few orbitals says to me that reading it says that he wasn't expecting the game to go as long as it did. He expected to end it a lot quicker, and obviously when he failed to do that, he was expanding using 2 command centers, which is never going to be enough. Never going to be enough. Like I said, with that, if you look at the, I lost far more than he did. Let's have a look. Killed 33 workers, he killed 54. I killed 369 units, he killed 630. There's no way I should be winning that. Not with that many workers. But at the end of it, units, I still had 67 workers. If you're killing, he basically wiped out my entire economy once. There's no way I should still have this many. He shouldn't have allowed me to spread this far. After the first big drop, he should have pushed me right back. He should have stayed on, just hammered it home. Instead of giving me breathing room and concentrating on another drop, he should have just hammered it home. Or instead of dropping, he should have just pushed his entire field up the middle. At that point, I had this base, this base, this base, and my main, which is now empty. If he'd have just pushed up the middle, instead of going for the big doom drop, if he'd have just pushed up the middle, sieged his tanks on the low ground, and just pushed up, there wouldn't have been much I could do. I would have been pinned right back after this stupid fuck up I did down here. That was me being cocky. That's all that was. I expected to build Banelings and charge up the ramp and wipe him out. How much did I actually know about what he had up here? Not a lot. Hadn't seen it up here for quite some time. The only reason I knew about this is because of the broodlings. But he didn't know anything about me. He knew that was there until he wiped out. He never found out about this base here. I think he could assume because that one's there. But he knew this was here. He didn't know anything about the tech that I had anywhere. So his scouting, he needs a bit of work on that. But he played really well. He fought hard. But the biggest problem, like I said, was we both got tech hooked. We both needed to transfer out, or at least adjust our setups, and neither of us did. and that was the biggest problem. That's why this game just became a bit of a meat grinder. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that one. Again, like I said, it's going to be mostly EU4 Castile this week. It should be good. We're starting to colonise, that should be fun. Like I said, there are a few things coming, but we just got to organise it and wait and see what happens with those. But we shall see, we shall see. But anyway, for the minute, thank you for your time. I've been Cappadocia, signing off.